Hello, I'm Paul Pluta and welcome to Paul Pluta Prestige. Today I'd like to talk about the Santos 100. The Santos 100 is Cartier's latest version of the classic Santos, which was actually re-released because the first Cartier watch was for that famous Air Pilot decades before, but the Santos that we all love and knows, the one with the exposed screws, it's the piece that was released in 1978, and it took the world by storm. And Cartier is one of these brands that's extremely fashion fickle. I mean, the Cartier Santos, it was hammering the Rolex Datejust. It was such a cool watch, and now it's not available in its traditional form. It's now the Santos 100, and this just shows you how Cartier really follows the trends. And you've got to understand they're a business, and it's almost like how AP has gone. I mean, AP went from the early 70s having ultra slim dress watches, using that same movement in the AP Royal Oak, and then using the same type of movement in the offshore chronographs, which are monsters. And Cartier has followed the trend just like AP. And whilst I can appreciate it, and I like the new invigoration, I've got a lot of respect for makers like Rolex and Patek, who tend to follow tradition more. And even people like Breguet, who really highlight the traditionalism of their pieces. It kind of makes me sad to see that Cartier has to be so extreme in its execution of the brand. But the Santos 100, love it or leave it. It's up to you to decide whether you like the piece or not. I'm not a huge fan, and I'm disappointed that Cartier, has stepped away from the traditional Santos. I thought that was a great piece, but I suppose everything runs its course. And the Santos 100, very popular with the young and the new set, but not really my cup of tea. Okay, let's go through the scoring. For the brand itself, I'm going to give Cartier a 7. For the significance of this model, the Santos 100, I'm going to give it a 7. For the movement itself, a 6. For the workmanship and attention to detail, a 7. And finally, the Paul Pluta Prestige rating, a 6. That gives us a score of 33 points. I'm Paul Pluta from Paul Pluta Prestige. I hope you've enjoyed this review on the Cartier Santos 100.